Nina held up several feet of her own existence and stared at the offending line. 3 years, 4 months, 11 days? Across the room, Mr. Vale made a small note in his file. "I would like to dispute this," she said. He didn't look up. "Everyone does," he replied. 14 minutes earlier, Nina had been having a perfectly normal morning. Her phone buzzed. "Lunch this week?" Nina smiled, because she genuinely wanted to go. Then she looked at the laptop, the bag she hadn't packed, the keys she couldn't find, and the coffee she had already forgotten to drink. "I'd love to. I'm just so busy." She hit send and muttered to absolutely no one, "I literally have no time." Nina turned slowly. She had not asked it to print anything. More importantly, printers usually waited until you desperately needed them before refusing to cooperate. They did not volunteer. A narrow strip of paper emerged with quiet determination. Nina lowered her phone. "No!" She pulled at the paper. Lifetime purchase summary. Account holder, Nina. Time issued, 43 years. Nina read it twice. Then she looked at the printer. "What kind of scam knows my middle name?" The printer offered no explanation. It simply continued printing. For approximately 2 seconds, the laundry basket was an excellent idea. On the 3rd second, it became an inadequate idea. Paper spilled over the sides, crossed the sofa, and disappeared beneath the front door. Nina grabbed one end. Another escaped behind her. "Oh, come on!" The printer accelerated. "Stop printing my life!" The doorbell rang. The man outside looked as though kilometer-long receipts regularly arrived before him. He checked a slim black portfolio. "Nina?" "Yes?" "Department of Human Time." Nina looked at him, then at the paper curled around his shoes, then back at him. "Are you deaf?" "Accounting." "That's somehow worse." Vale settled at her dining table as though she had invited him for coffee. An automated audit was triggered. By what? Repeated claims of insufficient time. He turned the page toward her. "I don't have time. Our records indicate," he said, "that you have received quite a lot of it." Nina stared at him. "I already disliked your department." Vale began with the smaller discrepancies. Looking for phone while holding phone. 6 hours, 12 minutes. 6 hours? Recorded? That is impossible. We believe there were additional incidents. Nina glanced down. Her phone was in her hand. Vale made another note. Do not write that down. Rehearsing arguments in the shower, Vale continued. Nina became very still. 14 hours, 28 minutes. That sounds productive. You were arguing with people who are not present. I won. Yes, every time. Nina folded her arms. There were apparently limits to how much accuracy a person should be expected to tolerate before breakfast. Rewatching the same 3 comfort shows, 47 days. Nina looked up immediately. That was not wasted time. Vale met her eyes. I didn't say it was. The argument Nina had prepared disappeared. For the first time, she noticed something strange about the receipt. It had never once used the word wasted. She had supplied that herself. Politely remaining at events she desperately wanted to leave. 28 days. Nina opened her mouth, closed it. Somewhere in her memory, she smiled politely while a man explained something she had stopped caring about 40 minutes earlier. Okay, she said. That one feels accurate. Vale nodded. Humans are remarkably reluctant to leave rooms. Checking phone after sending, no worries, smiley face. 37 days. 37 days? Across multiple people. That makes it worse. Considerably. Nina looked at her phone with a suspicion normally reserved for hostile witnesses. She had apparently spent more than a month of her life demonstrating just how completely unworried she was. Eventually, Nina stopped waiting for Vale to read the receipt and started searching herself. Dancing alone in the kitchen, 17 hours. Singing badly in the car, 31. Petting dogs I didn't know, 8. She looked up. You record that? We record time. She frowned at another line. Eating the crispy fries first. Unknown? French fry reporting remains unreliable. Then, she found a line that made her stop, laughing until she couldn't breathe. 9 hours, 42 minutes. She remembered kitchen floors, parked cars, dinners that went off the rails because somebody said the wrong thing at exactly the right moment. She smiled, then looked back at the number. Only 9 hours? Vale said nothing. For once, silence was the correct accounting procedure. Farther down, talking with Mom in the kitchen. 11 days, 7 hours. Not birthdays, not holidays, not anything she would have thought to photograph. Tea, vegetables, a counter. Her mother talking while doing something else. Nina answering without realizing she was inside a moment she would someday count. Vale finally spoke. People tend to notice totals. After? Usually. There's something you need to sign downstairs, Vale said. The elevator ride lasted exactly as long as an elevator ride should. Then the doors opened onto a structure large enough to have weather. Nina stayed inside. This is downstairs? Technically. Technically where? Vale stepped out. Apparently, technical geography was not part of his department. Everywhere Nina looked, lives were being sorted. Received, spent, remembered, misremembered, disputed. People carried receipts as long as hallways. Clerks measured years with the seriousness of bank tellers counting cash. There are receipts for everyone! Eventually, she glanced toward the crowded dispute section. And everybody argues? Not everybody. A man waved 20 feet of paperwork at a clerk. Most people. What's all this? Things people started, half-written books, languages abandoned after lesson 6, guitars, paint, exercise equipment, enough craft supplies to rebuild civilization. Then Nina noticed another warehouse beyond it. And that? Things people intended to start. It was considerably larger. That's depressing. Vale barely glanced over. Mostly hobbies. The next room was quieter. Suitcases waited beside maps. Letters remained sealed. Dance shoes had never touched a floor. A beautiful dress still waited for something special enough to deserve it. What happens to all of these? Sometimes people come back for them. And the rest? They wait. Does the right time ever arrive? Occasionally, Vale continued walking, usually disguised as a normal Tuesday. The next apartment seemed to have no end. What is this? Time spent worrying about things that never happened. Nina looked upward, then farther upward. You need an entire floor? Building. Work, money, relationships, conversations rehearsed in advance. Emails that sounded slightly off. A cart passed marked, things that felt urgent at 3 a.m. Nina sighed. Of course you do. Then Nina noticed a tiny door, unused time. Inside was nothing. She checked anyway. It's empty. Yes. Nobody has unused time? No one. But people waste time. That is still time used. Nina looked across the spotless room, then down at her receipt. So every minute goes somewhere. Vale nodded. Everyone. At the bottom of her statement, Nina finally found the number she wanted. Remaining balance, blank. You don't know? Future transactions are not available for audit. You know everything I did yesterday, but not whether I get tomorrow? Correct. She stared at the empty line. Vale added. It would alter spending behavior. Nina looked at him. I think that's the point. Vale slid the final form across the desk. Time already spent cannot be returned, exchanged, or refunded. Nina looked at him. You really committed to the retail metaphor? It tested well. She read the next line. Future spending remains at the account holder's discretion. And after I sign, you continue spending. Very comforting terminology. Accounting rarely is. Nina signed. Her apartment was exactly as she had left it, except the receipts were gone, the coffee was still warm, the laptop was still open, and the message was still waiting. Lunch this week? Nina looked at the printer. Nothing. She looked back at the phone. Yes. Tuesday? Send. She watched the printer. Still nothing. Good. And picked up her coffee. On the table, beside the ordinary coffee she had almost forgotten again, sat one small piece of ivory paper. No lifetime total. No remaining balance. No instructions for doing life correctly. Just one final entry. Today. Currently being spent. And somewhere, very far away, or perhaps only one elevator ride downstairs, the department kept counting.